No, okay.
Hineni.
Hineni.
We're not recording him, Mark.
Here we are.
Are we? Oh, we are.
Hineni, I stated. It's Hebrew for... Well, aren't you reading now? The narration.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, no, 8 nights around there, so I'll finish.
Yeah, go on then.
It's,
you will.
It's Hebrew for "Here I am." We used to joke that it was the ultimate Jewish pickup line. Much sexier than, "Hey baby, is that a mezuzah in your pants or you just happy to see me?" What's a mezuzah?
I don't know, it's a Jewish word. One that can be stored in the pants.
We stumbled back until we fell back on the bed. Without having to worry about gravity, I wrapped my legs around him, anxious to feel the friction. His mere presence made me wet, so our current activities made me feel like I was dripping.
I'm not enjoying this.
I needed to feel him inside of me. I wanted this. I was ready. I wanted it to be Edward. I knew the first time I'd probably suck, but at least we would suck together. I pulled my fingers down his body, unwrapped my legs, and began pulling at the band of his underwear. His hands, which were busy playing with my nipples, assisted, as he sat up and pulled them away. And suddenly, he was naked. While I had on the lone chemise, Edward slid back down and then moved up so his chest was flat against mine. He inched his body close to mine. His cock was knocking at the entrance, and I was ready to answer the door. My hips rose to meet his when he slipped inside. He wasn't all the way in, but he was teetering on the edge, and my hungry vagina wanted to suck him in.
Bella, are you sure? Once we do this, there's no going back.
You're already inside her. I think it's...
Yes.
I searched until our eyes met and nodded. Then, by the glowing light of the menorah, I bucked my hips once more. He pushed through with a little resistance, being my first time, and fully entered inside of me.
I don't want to read this line.
Do it!
So tight.
He whispered.
I don't want to say it. So tight.
He whispered. Say it.
Like an Asian schoolgirl. The views of characters expressed herein are not necessarily the views of Max and Ollie Corporation. Public Enterprises Limited.
I thought we were incorporated.
Incorporated Limited Enterprises. Like an Asian schoolgirl.
I began to wonder what sort of porn he had been watching.
You have to wonder, sure, it was pretty obvious from what he just said. Clearly Asian child porn.
Sex was weird. I realised we had not put on a condom and pushed him away, whispering, "Quandom!" in his ear. He pulled out of me, and a few moments later, after he tore through the duffel bag and I heard some ripping, oh, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. He was back. His second time in stung a little, but once he was in, his hips glided towards mine as I rose to meet each thrust of his pelvis. I could get used to this. It wasn't long. Maybe a minute in, when Edward, who looked very pensive, almost as if he were doing calculus or something, cried out.
I'm gonna...
With that last pump, he collapsed onto me. So, that was sex. Better luck next time. Edward rested on top of me until his cock grew limp. After pulling out of me again, holding his cock to go clean off, Edward leaned over me, smiled and said,
Happy Hanukkah, Bella! I like the way you say that. You'd say Happy Hanukkah while holding your cock and leaning over somebody. Unless you were in a porn film.
Yeah, the whole sort of thing about sort of the young experienced guys is that they don't last too long, but they can go multiple times. That's the whole point of the youthful vigour thing.
Also, they very, very rarely say Happy Hanukkah when they're done. Well, I mean, there was that one guy I knew. It was Christmas morning, so 8th night. It was Christmas morning, and I woke up after the best sleep
I
I've
think
ever had.
there's more we need to discuss it.
Oh, do we have to? You made me say the words like an Asian schoolgirl.
And now you're drinking vodka.
I think we're done. I think more vodka needs to be had.
Yeah, also, apparently she's kind of very lucky if she can get all the way in when cause he's been described as
8
more
inches.
than 8 inches at an underestimate. So and the average canal is like 4.5 inches.
Yes.
4.5.
I really thought the length of the average vaginal canal.
But it's just it's just that. Well, it means that sort of from there up to 8 inches is up belly button area. I'm just talking about the biology of this.
Yeah, you got the average one, then you got the your mum-sized ones.
And then there's the your mum-sized ones, which I believe was the origin is how the universe started.
Because your mum's is used as a wind tunnel to test Formula 1 cars. Because there's absolutely no friction in there, No tread. It's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
Please, your mum's vagina is used as a NASA space testing centre because nothing else is so large and empty.
Please.
And dusty.
Please, the World Cup final in Brazil is going to be held in your mum's badge, and she's not even leaving England for it to happen.
Well, the Italian World Cup was held in your mum's badge because it's so greasy.
Death Valley is in fact your mum's badge. Except that a lot of things grow in there, so you should probably see a doctor. Anyway. 8th night.
It's 6:25, so
We can start it.
It might be an idea just to have the last video just
in and of itself. This is probably going to be fun. Enjoy sex. God, I hate when women enjoy sex.
I know, right? Still, nothing reminds me of my first time than disappointment, unease, and ripping.
And Asian schoolgirls, apparently.
Of course, Asian schoolgirls. Can't forget the Asian schoolgirls, no
God.
matter how hard they want to and try.
Can you imagine Rock Paddington
That's
doing
horrible.
Asian schoolgirls? It's now it's all I can imagine.
Anyway,
Now I'm sad.
this one's a...
We'll see you after sunrise.
Yes, because we need to drink to get rid of that memory. And image. And
The
Go.
memory of the image and the image of memory.
why won't it stop?
Exactly. That's how.